An eargasm of learning and a no-fuss show. Welcome to the Creative Talk Podcast, where you can learn straightforward topics about branding, digital entrepreneurship, online business, and many more with your charming host, John Santos, along with inspiring entrepreneurs, creators, and thought leaders worldwide.
So guys, I'm running a 5-day challenge on branding, building your brand. And Jan is a brand and an identity coach. And I just thought, who better to get on this live with me than him? I've been on his podcast. He's a fantastic podcaster. I actually learned so much from, just being on his show that I use on my radio show now.
Thank you.
I use some of that on my radio show. So this afternoon, we're just going to have fun. We're going to have an amazing time. If you have any questions for any one of us, please feel free to just put in the comment. But I'm going to introduce myself.
Oh, Eloho.
Yes.
We have designers on board now. We have designers that joined your live.
Oh, wow.
Great designers. And you see this one, virtual fairies.
Yes.
This is let me explain this correctly. I don't want to put them on a bad spot, but in my perspective, they are one of the best virtual companies, virtual agencies in the Philippines that caters globally. So that's how big that is. And they're watching your show. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That is such a blessing. Thank you.
I met the owner, I met the CEO and owner of that agency on Clubhouse. She is just amazing.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That is so good. Thank you so much for watching my show. Really, really do appreciate it. And today is all about branding, how to brand yourself as an expert in your industry, within your niche.
Yeah.
And virtual fairies, if you've got any tips for us this afternoon, please share them with us. But let me give a shout out to some of my peeps: Isang, Amanda, Valerie, Missy, Game, Indian Creative, John, Mavis, Amelia. Thank you all for joining. Please, can you put on the comment where you are watching us from? And if you can just do that. Thank you, Jan. Hi, Eloho. So glad you're live today. Branding is super, super important. Yes. And we're going to be talking about that because I've noticed that a lot of people can't really be bothered about their branding. I know that we usually would say branding is not necessarily the colors, the logo, and all of that. But Jan, as the branding specialist and the branding coach, is going to talk us through all of that. But for those who don't know me, my name is Eloho Efemo. I am a social media coach, strategist. I am a radio broadcaster. I run an online radio station, and I've been doing so for 4 years. And it's one of the most exciting things that I have ever done. I love to add value to the lives of the people that I encounter, and radio has given me that platform to do it. I'm hoping to start a podcast soon with Jan's help, maybe.
Sure.
With Jan's help, I'm going to start a podcast. And I also coach creatives, women of faith, on how to use social media, how to stand out with their social media, how to show up confidently, consistently. I keep mixing that word. Consistently on with clarity on their social media, so they can grow an engaged community, grow their impact, their influence, and their income as well. So that is me. For those who don't know me, over to you, John. Introduce yourself.
Well, before that, Eloho here, guys, is such an amazing person and very humble. She said that she, runs a radio company. She's a broadcaster, but she neglects to tell you that her radio station, the broadcasting company. Correct me if I'm wrong, Eloho, but the information that I got before is like 5,000 to 10,000 solid
Yes.
listeners.
Yep.
There you go, guys. There you go. So we are in the presence of a celebrity, guys. But thank you, Loho. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
My name is John Santos. I'm a branding and identity coach. I run a branding agency. I also host a podcast which focuses on branding, entrepreneurship, business design, and leaders just like Eloho here. We talk about certain topics depending and connected to your niche, your expertise, and we just have a great conversation, building relationship, having fun, and just sharing
Mm-hmm.
life stories because that's
Mm-hmm.
what business is all about. And again, I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again, Eloho. Thank you for spending the time and inviting me,
Yeah.
to be in your show. It's just an amazing experience. It's a blessing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for accepting my invite. Oh, Cynthia, the consistency queen. Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, the consistency queen
Emilia,
indeed.
Emilia says she's a celebrity, virtual face. What? Thank you all so much. Remy on the money. I see my girl Remy here as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt from the UK. Thank you for joining. Okay, we're gonna dive in straight. What is branding?
Oh, okay. Wow. Pop question. Okay, there's a lot of there's a lot, like you just throw in the question. We were like warming
Yes.
up, and then okay,
I'm
Jan, let's
just
do this.
gonna
Boom.
I'm just gonna throw the question at you, then we'll take it from there. Yep.
All right. Okay. So what is branding? Let me spin the table there. What
Okay.
branding is not?
It's not.
Okay.
Okay. I love
Okay.
that. I love that. I love that angle.
So I have time to think of the answer. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay. So what branding is not? Because I believe by pinpointing the other way, we can have a glimpse, of what branding really is. Okay.
Mm.
So what branding is not? First is it's not a logo.
Okay.
Okay.
Branding is not a logo.
So
Fire
all the
on top.
designers out there, don't get mad at me, but branding is not a logo. Yes, a logo is a very important aspect of a brand, but it's not. It's not branding. It's not the brand. It's part of it. All right.
Mm.
Second is branding is not the aesthetic value.
Okay.
It's more than that. Okay,
Mm.
it's more than that. It is part, but it's not that.
Yeah.
Second is you hear this a lot. Branding is impression. No, it's not an impression.
Hmm.
Okay, if you're in business and all you do is uh, uh, look, if you're in business, you wouldn't want to earn impressions. Yes, that could make a difference,
I
but
like that.
how can it help you? You wouldn't like to earn impressions. So branding is
Yeah.
not that. Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes branding ends up as a promise, although
Mm.
although it's not totally correct, but it in a way it ends up as a promise. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna park that somewhere there. Now, with all those said, and there's a lot more, but I'm not gonna waste time there. With all those highlighted, which are not branding, we go now to what branding really is.
Mm.
Branding is the gut feeling, the the gut feeling of the people around you, around that
Mm.
specific brand, the feeling, the emotion that invokes the people around you, your
Yeah.
niche, your market around you.
Mm.
That is branding.
Mm.
Okay? So
Mm.
branding is not what you say it is or what you think it is. It is what the people around you, your
Yeah.
niche, your market thinks about you. So that is why there's a big disconnection out there, Eloho. People, companies, or brands dictate. They throw out everything because they think that is who they are. but the market perceives them otherwise. That is where the disconnection starts to happen. So,
Yeah.
branding is the gut feeling, the emotion, the connection, the perception of your market to yourself, to your brand.
Wow. So how your audience perceives you, how they relate to you, and it could be anything you do. It could be in the way you show up. It could be, yes,
Absolutely.
in the colors, but it is how your audience perceives you. You know, I'm going to tell you my branding story. So when I first got into my business, my thing, you know, I knew that I wanted to be able to connect with my audience in a special way. And so when I first started, before I even went into school to study digital marketing, I just from my own thinking, I felt that, you know what, I want people to be able to trust me. I want people to be able to look at me and say, oh, hey, because of Eloho, I made that decision, you know. And so just in my, let me say, layman, I just started doing things, you know. Right now, when I think back, now when I look back, all I was doing then was building the know, the like, and the trust factor. At that point, I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought, you know what, I want my audience, I want the people that come to my page to feel a certain kind of way. You know, and that is so important with branding. You want your audience to feel a certain kind of way. What is that way that you want them to feel? Anyway, so going forward with my story.
Love that. I love that. I love that.
I started doing things just, yeah, without knowing exactly the formal processes and all that. So anyway, eventually I said to a friend of mine, I want to build my website. My first website was designed. It was just a website because I didn't, I wasn't intentional about it. The only thing is I want people to come to my website and I want them to feel a certain way, you know? That was the only thing that I had. And how then did I express that with my photos, with my quotes, with my sayings and all of that? But fast forward, I met a branding person who helped me to a large extent. But you know, when I now started my business, because I started as a gospel singer, when I started my business, there was a disconnect somewhere. And I felt that I had to separate myself from my business. So there was a big confusion there because my audience were now confused. Know who Eloho was. So I thought that, you know what, something's got to be done. I am this person, I do this, I do that, I do that. How can I bring it all together? So I met with a lovely, lovely lady, Nikki. She's a branding expert as well. And
hi, Nikki.
I think our very, very, very first meeting, when I told her, I said, you know what, Nikki, I want to focus on my business and I want to keep my radio side away. I don't want them to mix up. And she says, Eloho, then you're taking your whole personality off. You know, you're taking your whole personality off. One thing you should know is that you are the brand. You
love that.
The brand, and you have your different expressions. Whoa! I was like, okay, somebody gets me finally. And it was at that point I rebranded. Obviously, I love colors. I love my colors.
We share the same color.
And you and I share the same color. I know. I love my colors. So it was early last year, just before the pandemic and all of that, I decided I was going to rebrand. And part of my rebrand process was to bring everything into one umbrella. So that I can connect with my audience, because they say people buy you. It is not necessarily
exactly.
You're
people buy people. People buy people.
Exactly. So if I was there now, okay, I'm this, I'm that today, people will get confused. So I'm saying all of that to say that it is so important to position yourself, properly if you want to attract your ideal audience. If you want to be the expert in your field, you've got to position yourself and know that you are the brand.
Exactly.
Your coaching business is one of your services, is one of the way you serve your audience. My radio station, my singing, my writing, your podcast is one of the ways that we as a brand serve our people. So what are your thoughts about that?
I'm amazed. I mean, the first time I had you in my show, in the podcast, I was blown away. Your story, your desire, and your perspective. I'm just, I'm a fan. I love what you said about your message that is connected to whatever you do, and maybe videos or content or anything that you do is connected to that brand, to that voice. And I always say this to my clients and my colleagues, that intent comes before content. Okay, I'm gonna say it again.
Say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
All right, I'm gonna say that again. Intent comes before content, meaning that intent, that core, that message, that driving force will resonate in everything that you do. If you do podcasts, if you do blogs, if you do videos, if you sell merchandise, if you write a book, if you coach, if you motivate, whatever that you do, in whatever content that you produce, in all social media, whatever that you will utilize, it will resonate in those. Meaning, your brand, that message there should resonate in everything that you do. If it doesn't resonate, then there is something that disconnects from you and your material. And I love to see you as a perfect example for that, Eloho. The Eloho that I met before, who is a broadcaster from traditional to the modern style, now you're heavily in branding, you're utilizing social media, and I still see the Eloho that I met before. Your message, you being the woman of faith, you being a social media analyst, you being a specialist in that expertise. I see that in everything you do. And for me, that is a perfect example of what a solid brand should be.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I love that you said intent comes before content. That, that just, it just did something in my head, because sometimes we just want to put out the content.
Yeah.
You want to put out content without actually taking a step back and think, what do I intend? What is my message? What is my why? What is my purpose? How does it tie with my content? So
or Eloho.
Yeah.
So sorry to cut you there, my dear. Or it's not always the time that you don't know why you're doing something, but it could be, this is worse, it could be you have the wrong intention.
Woo!
That is why. That is why. And I know you would agree with this, my dear. There's a lot of brands out there that they're aiming for. Okay, I'm gonna take the hit for this one. I'm gonna say this no matter what. There's a lot of brands there that are aiming for mere shallow metrics, like likes, followers, the most saves in their post, the most designs that get shared. I mean, that's good. Who doesn't want that?
Everybody
but you have the wrong intention. Yeah, but you have the wrong intention. The intention is always to give value and make a difference. I mean, for me, let me just share this, my dear. My intent is to reach out, help out, and change people's lives.
Come on now. I love that.
Yeah, in business and in business and beyond. What I don't care if nobody follows me. I don't care if nobody likes my post. I don't care if they don't share my post. As long as I help 1, 2, 3, 5 more, I'm good. God gave me that talent to reach out people, bless that people, make a difference in those lives, and help them in their journey towards success. When you have that intention locked down, you would never go stray from your path towards success.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Jan, for bringing that up. Let's see. I can see a bit of some comments. Emilia says, wow. Ola says, wow. Ola says, my sister, very original. Nice. Thank you. Bring the comments. Bring all your comments. Talk with Valerie. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions for Jan, please put them in the comment. Yeah, it is so important, and that's one thing, and I share with my clients a lot. You've got to think of adding value first.
Ooh.
You know, add value to the lives of the people that you encounter. You know, I've just done an exercise between last night and this morning, yeah, and that exercise was actually going into, I used the $80 strategy, was actually going into $80, yeah, and engaging with people who I considered, who I would love to see their content, and so I not really, you know, we all want followers. Everybody loves the numbers. And numbers are good, but it is value we're looking for, yeah? So I decided I was going to go and just browse through and just check people out, love what they do, and if I can connect with them, if I can relate with them, I give them a follow. And guess what? I was getting people coming back to follow me. I was like, you know what? Sometimes we just sit down there and we say, I'm not getting any followers. Nobody's following me, but you are not reaching out to anybody else. You are going to connect with somebody else. And that is what your brand is all encompassing. Your brand isn't just, okay, I sit down, I put out the content, 12 million people come and like it. No, you've got to do some work, baby.
Yes. I love that. You have to do some work, baby. Hey, hello. Think of this example. My mentor told me this example way ago. There's a story of a girl who always pray that God will give her the man of her dreams. You know, she every day she would, when she wakes up, the first thing that she would do is kneel down and pray, God, I'm excited to meet. I'm excited for you to give me the man of my dreams. Every day. And one day, God was so annoyed. Obviously, this is just a joke. So God was so annoyed in heaven. It was like, what? You again? You have been praying for the man of your dreams for like forever. And she said, yes, this is my dream. This is my dream, God. Give me the man of my dreams. And then God said, I already did the first time you prayed. But did you ever try to go out and mingle, socialize, and really go out and just build a community? You know, so take the essence of that comic example and put it in branding perspective. Yes, it's not wrong to create illustrations, videos, content out there with value. By all means, guys, I'm seeing a lot of designers here and they are amazing. But do not stop there. All right? Like what Eloho said, go out, reach out, build connection, start a relationship, harness that trust, and you can never go wrong. Eloho, I just saw someone who popped in. I want you to check out Pete Cohen.
I saw Pete Cohen. Hi, Pete.
His picture with the duck on his hand.
Yes.
Speaking of building connection, this guy, Eloho, just like you, this guy is blessed.
Whoa.
Blessed by God Almighty for a connection.
I'm connecting with you right after Pete. Love that, Jan. Thank you. Virtual Fairy says she loves that story. There's a question from Soulstar first, guys. We're going to answer that. But I wanted to read a comment from my friend and sister.
Sure.
No one wants to befriend an unfriendly person. That is so true.
Love that.
Guys, I'm sure you thought you were coming here and then Eloho and Jan were going to say, you know what? This is the A to Z of branding. You put this. No, we're talking real stuff here, guys.
Yeah.
Real stuff that would liberate you. Hi, Deontay Tauna. Thank you so much. All right. So this is a question
Game.
from Soulstar First, guys. What to reach out about? Should it be specific? Okay. Do you want to answer that question before I go on? Yeah.
All right. So my take on that, what to reach out. Basically, you need to understand first. Remember, like what I've said earlier, intent comes before content. You need to understand who you are first, what you offer, and who are the people that you will serve. All right.
Ooh, yes.
Once you understand that, and I'm not jumping into niching down. I always hear this. People say niche down, niche down, niche down. Whoop, hold your horses, boys. Let's not go there first. Let's not go there first. Basic. You start first by understanding who you are, what you do, and what you offer, and having an overview of your market. Why? If you understand your market, you would also understand what they need. Not basically the solution to their problem, because I believe that's not true. All right? But basically, what would benefit them. Remember this, guys. People doesn't want to be sold, but they always want more.
To be served, yeah.
So think of something that would benefit them, that is needed to who you are, what you do, and what you offer. Wow. When you have that in place, that is the value that you will use to reach out.
Fantastic. Brilliant, brilliant answer. Thank you for answering that so well. So Soulstar first, guys, I hope that answered your question. First of all, you've got to know who you are. What is your message? What is that thing that you are offering to people? You've got to know. And who needs it? Hi, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who needs it? Who needs it? You know what I always say to people, there is something about you that somebody needs, because sometimes, especially in our social media world, yes, I'm a social media coach, but I'm going to say it, sometimes we get carried away by what other people are doing, what other people are not doing, and then we lose our identity, we lose our authenticity, because it's got to be like Jan's, it's got to be like Eloho's. No, or Eloho did a reel today, I've got to do a reel tomorrow. Oh, Eloho is doing lives now and is getting enough engagement. No, you've got to know who you are. You've got to know your message. You've got to know who needs it. And then, like Jan says, serve them the way they want to be served. That's what branding is all about. How people perceive you. How do they relate to you? Does your content resonate with them? Does it, appeal to their emotions? Whoa. Okay,
whoa, hello. Wait. You mentioned that. I love that. It appeals to your emotion. Let me just follow up with this. Branding has the power, okay? Branding has the power to influence people, not to dictate, but to influence.
Come on.
Why?
I love that.
Why?
I love that.
All right, okay? Branding has the power to influence people, but not to dictate. That's where, before, I took a fine arts major in advertising before, that is where advertising is sitting at. They dictate, because back then, we only have three major sources of information. Print ads, television,
TV,
and radio, right?
Yeah.
But now it's a whole new different story. We have social media, and there's a lot more. It's a different battlefield. Same principles, but different battlefield. Now, branding has the power to influence people.
Come on
and
now.
not dictate.
Woo!
Why? Because branding gets design and business and combine it together. That space there is the branding role, and branding plays with the most powerful learning there is, and that is art.
Yeah.
Once branding plays in that space, it goes beyond human logic and straight to human emotion. That's why when you said earlier that branding speaks to people, it touches
Yeah.
their emotion
Yep.
because it goes beyond human logic and goes to human emotion. And when that happens, whatever you sell, whatever you promote, people will support you. People will buy your ebook. People will buy your hard copy. People will subscribe, follow, like. They would die for you.
Yeah.
That is how powerful branding is. It
Wow.
weaponizes art and design and business and goes beyond human logic and straight to human emotion.
Emotions. Whoa. Branding has the power to influence people. So if you are looking to influence people within your niche, and you know what, when we talk about influence, yes, we've got influencers, people who got billions of followers, and they say a word and people take action. But you know what, in your I don't want to use the word little corner. No, nobody's got a little corner. In your world, in your circle, you have the power to influence your audience. What are their likes? What do they like? Where do they shop? Where do they, I was saying to someone a few days ago, I said, you know what, I tell a lot of stories. Why? Because I know that almost everyone who follows me can relate to my story. The other day I shared a story about my love for mirrors, and then some other people came up to say, oh yeah, I love mirrors too. That is what that is what branding is all about. Influence. So if you want to be an influencer, you need to start thinking of how you craft your brand properly.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the logos, it's not about the colors. All of that are good because they help you become recognizable. But as a brand, you want people to connect with you on a much deeper level. Hey, Abigail, great to see you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, go on, say something.
No, I agree. I agree to what you said, that, branding is more than just design. Design is a part of it. It plays a big role. Like what I've said. It plays a big and an important role, but it doesn't end there.
It doesn't
Okay?
end there.
It doesn't end there.
I was going to say, so that we don't offend the designers, because we need them.
I'm not a designer, but I'm an artist. But there's a big difference. But design, art, business, it all plays in that playground. I always say this to my client, to my partners, colleagues, that area there where design, art, business combines, that is branding. It weaponizes everything and it takes you to a different level.
Yeah, it does. So, well, not to offend designers, graphic artists who are here today, we love you guys. Thank you, because without you, we will not be able to express.
Of course.
Not be able to express our brands the way that we do. One of the things that one of the processes, or what I went through when I was doing my rebrand, was my brand expert asked me a question. She led me through several questions, but one of the ones I remember is, how do you want people to give me 5 words, 5 adjectives? How do you want people to feel when they see your website, when they see your Instagram, when they see you? What is the response? And I started thinking, and why was she asking that? So that she can know what colors. Because yes, I love yellow. Everybody knows that I love yellow. But she had to ask all of those questions. And so when I started to answer, okay, this is the response I want, this is how I want people to feel, we now have to now blend in, colors. So that's where colors come into play. You can't just wake up and say, oh, my brand is pink. My brand is pink. there's so much that you have to go through. And like Jan said at the start, intent before content. What's your intent? What is your message? How can we then deliver this message? And then that's where the logos, the colors come in, the beautiful designs that make you recognizable.
Ooh, Eloho. Another example. I'm full of stories for you, my dear, today. Another example. Imagine a car. You see a Ferrari car, or the hottest, fastest, super sports car out there in front of you, right? You see the doors, you see the curve of the body, you see the paint job, you see the wheel perfectly knitted to the contour of the car. That is all aesthetics. That is where design and art plays around. Now you pop the hood, tuck, or you pop the rear, whatever, whichever. I'm not a sports car driver. You pop the hood. What you see inside is the engine. That, my friend, is the internal aspect of the brand. All we saw was the external. The internal talks about your principles, your values, your intent, your message, your pillars, your foundation, who you are, what you do, and what you offer.
Wow, that's so powerful. Thank you. You need to show me where you get your stories, man, so that I can be telling these nice stories too.
It's all because of my toys and comics and books.
I can see all your toys. I can see all your toys. All right, there's a question here. Is it okay to utilize brand by building suspense online? Ooh, okay.
Okay. Let me. Can you clear that question? Is it okay to? What can you repeat that?
So I think the question really is it okay to build suspense online? Using your brand to build suspense online.
Definitely. Always remember this, guys. Whoever that asked your question, because I can't see it in my screen.
It's Soul Star first, guys.
All right. So it's okay to do that. Remember this, guys. Everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial.
Whoa,
all right?
Preach it, bro.
Yeah. Whatever you do, and that's not original, by the way. That's from the greatest book ever written. That's from the Bible. Yeah. So whatever you do in your brand is permissible, but not everything is beneficial.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. Whoa. I hope that answered you, Soul Star. Yes, but I'll say it's okay. You can build suspense online, especially if you are promoting a new product, if you're promoting a new service, your book. Like this afternoon, I was having a session with someone who's releasing a book, and I said to her, you know what? Today, thank you, Valerie, for buying a badge. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
So I told her, I said, so what you want to do is, your book is coming out in July. Why don't you
go to church?
Why don't you? Let's go to church. Yes, that's a lot.
Where's the offering basket? Well, I'm just what's her name? Detolamure. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. It just shows that being a believer and going to church is cool.
Yes, it is. It is very, very cool. Anyway, so I said to this lady, I said, okay, you know what? You're going to put the back of your, the book. Obviously, if you put out the first book, everybody knows what the book is about. But if you put the back of the book, the back cover, and say, watch out, guys, guess what the title is? It starts building excitement.
Exactly.
And so, you can use your brand to create suspense online. Even if it's a course, if it's a podcast, just create that suspense. But like Jan says, everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. You just need to...
do it properly.
It's
yeah,
the intent behind it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
do it properly. I mean, sometimes if we tend to try a lot of things,
Mm,
and it ends up hurting our brand.
mm, mm.
Specifically
Whoa.
remember this, guys, like what Eloho said in the beginning of this live event, your brand is an embodiment of you. Okay,
Mm,
so before you do something, always think 3 steps ahead. What would be the effect
mm-hmm,
in your brand?
mm-hmm,
Okay,
mm-hmm.
it goes to positive or negative.
Yep,
will
yep,
it
yep.
will it affect my brand in what way? So
Mm,
always think of
mm,
it. That's the reason
mm,
why I answered everything is permissible. You can
mm-hmm.
do everything with your brand because it's so powerful.
Yeah.
Something that goes beyond human logic is so
Mm-hmm.
strong.
It
But then
is.
again, think, will that benefit you, or the other way around? Will that damage your brand? So do it properly.
Mm,
Spend time
mm,
in
mm.
thinking, asking opinions from experts like Eloho, you
Yeah.
know, and just spending time to think 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of what could
Mm.
possibly be the
Yeah,
output.
yeah, yeah. That's a brilliant point. And also, how does it affect your audience?
Yes,
You must
exactly, exactly.
you
You
must
don't want
always
to
ask
send the
them.
wrong message, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't want to send out the wrong message. So everything
Yes.
we do is how would this benefit my
Right.
audience? Would it be good for them? Would it be bad for them? Would it chase them away? Would it keep them here? You've got to ask all of those questions. And one of the
Mm.
things I get my clients to also ask is, why do you follow other people?
Ooh.
When you see a brand, why do you
Mm.
follow them? Why do you choose Virgin over British Airways or the other way around? Yeah. What is that thing that is? I mean, there's some of us who love Apple. Why? It's not necessarily because
Ah,
okay,
I'm one of people, but then I had a change of heart.
yeah. But it is how they have made us feel.
Yes, very
Remember, it
good.
is
Yeah.
how appeals to our emotions. There's that saying that, oh, once you're using an apple, you are whatever. I'm not gonna say it. But you get what I mean. Wow,
Yeah.
this
Oh,
is such an
hello.
interesting. Yes. Yeah.
Someone joined. Can you see her? Her name is Fars_Kitchen.
Yes, I've just seen her.
That is the queen. That is my queen, and that is my boss. My wife
Oh,
joining us today.
hi. Hey, good to see you. Wow, that's amazing. Official Giant Killer, great to see you. Ruby Kemi, sorry, Katerina. Thank you all for joining our conversation. Ooh, okay.
Woohoo.
Soulstar is asking loads and loads of questions this
I'm
afternoon.
starting to charge. I'm gonna start to charge Soulstar now.
Yeah, Soulstar, we need to start charging you for these questions, but I'm gonna I'm gonna let this one go. Soulstar says, how do I leave a trail of breadcrumbs for the intended consumers to follow that is viral enough to cause a buzz for the branding? Okay, go back
Wow.
to your intent. Intent again. Intent, Soulstar, because now there was something you said. You are now focusing on going viral.
I was about to say that, Eloho. Preach. Come on. Take the stage. Take the stage.
You are focusing on going viral. You know what? Somebody said to me once that if your grass is green, the sheep will come there. So what you want to do is get your breadcrumbs, get your business, get your service green so that the sheep will come to it. Then it will go viral.
Love that. Love
Yeah.
that.
But I agree with the concept of breadcrumbs. Do you want to talk about that?
Never aim to go viral. That is, it's aimless. You cannot predict. Nobody can predict that a content or something would go viral. It depends on
Yeah.
the masses. It depends on the people around you, how they perceive it. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're betting on that, you're aimless, so to speak.
Mm.
I rather create a trail of content that would solidify your digital footprint, your social proof.
Woo! I love that. I love that. A trail of content. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to quickly talk. Let's talk about our Instagram feed, because while we are on this platform, some people can be bothered with having a well curated feed. Others, would like do everything to get their feed perfectly
Right.
curated. So, where is the balance? Is it important to have a well branded feed on Instagram? What are your thoughts?
Well, I can, in my experience, I'm not against for the perfect balanced styles in Instagram. There was a time that Instagram was geared that way. Okay? That was before. But I believe, I always say this, that the more you humanize your brand, the more you
Mm,
humanize Instagram, the better your market, your people can understand who you are, what you do, and what you offer. All right?
mm,
Nobody will, if you're cleaning up your tiles so solid, so predictable, so balanced, that's not natural. So
mm,
there's a disconnection right away. But if you see that your Instagram reflects your human side,
mm-hmm,
then that is more powerful. That makes an impact. But
mm.
do not get me wrong, because there is still a proper flow. Okay?
Yes, yeah.
You're not just throwing out stuff, but you are maintaining your brand. So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
everyone, if the best example is to always show
Yeah,
everyone, if you have time, jump onto my Instagram page, look what I do. I
yeah.
don't follow a grid, I don't
Mm-hmm,
follow a pattern, but
mm-hmm,
I have a proper flow of
mm,
content. And what are
mm.
those content? As much as possible, I hit the content that we believe, it's not only me, it's my team, that we
Yeah.
believe is valuable for my
Mm,
brand, for our
mm-hmm.
business. You will
Yeah,
see videos, you will see carousels, you will see illustrations, single posts, and
yeah,
stories.
yeah,
But
yeah,
we don't mind being clean and solid and
yeah.
pattern and balance. The more natural it is, the
Mm-hmm.
better.
Yeah.
Humanize your brand.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that perspective. Humanize your brand. It's
Mm.
okay. You can have a perfect feed. That's fine. But one
It's not
point that is
wrong. It's not
important.
wrong to
It's
well.
not wrong.
It's
No,
not
it's
wrong.
not
Yeah.
wrong. It's not wrong at all. I mean, it's
It's
neat.
just my
It's
preference.
tidy. Yeah, it's neat. It's tidy. And when
Mm.
people come across your feed, there's
Mm.
something like we talked about appealing to emotions.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
something about it that, okay, a well curated feed
Right.
appeals. But
Mm.
the point where Jan is talking about is, don't be so focused on the feed
Yeah.
that you forget to be human. That you forget to be human. So Tolu says, I am so excited. Oh, Tolu, I've been excited since morning. If you had joined my
Hello.
show, if you had
I,
joined my
I
show in the morning, you would have seen how excited I was. Yes, Jan.
oh I had a client consultation. I think that was 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
pertaining to this context. He was asking me about something that he wants to share out because he knows that it would benefit his market. And then I said, being me, do it. Why? What's the big deal? Share it,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And then he said, no, it's gonna mess up my tiles.
Okay.
End
All
of
right.
story. You process it. So that's the perfect example, guys. If you really have desire to help out people, and to
Yeah.
and you know that content you have would change someone's lives. It's
Mm.
cliche, I know, but it's
Yeah.
true.
It's
You
true.
have
It's
the
true.
power to help out people with your
Yeah.
carousels, with your
Yeah.
post, whatever you have. If
Mm.
you know that it would make someone's life different, Forget about the tiles. Do it. Share it.
Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah. Ola says that annoys her. One of the things that I must say though, with your Instagram branding, because it is important that you show up as you, show up with value, and then humanize your brand, because sometimes some of us, all we do is just share quotes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing I must say is, if someone comes across your feed from the first 9, your 9 grid, the top 9, they should know exactly what you're about.
Love that.
They should
Love
have
that.
a hook to keep them in, because people complain a lot about people are unfollowing me. Okay, it's okay for people to unfollow you. I put that there. It is okay for people to unfollow you. It means that they are not your people, so don't take it personal. I'm reading a book right now. It's called The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel, I think. And one of the things he said is, don't take things personally. It's not personal. Yes, it may hurt, but move on. There are other people there. Other people there. Focus on those people and give them value. But most importantly, when people come to your feed, the first top 9, they want to see something of value. They don't want to see what does not relate to your brands. You know, what is not, when I will use myself as an example here. Before I rebranded, when you come to my feed, all you will see is happy birthday this person, happy birthday that person. And people began to wonder, do you have anything else to say to us? Do you have anything else? It is good to celebrate people. I'm all for celebrating people. I love people and I celebrate them. But Instagram is business. Even if it's a ministry,
love
it is business. It is business. So treat it as such. Get serious with your branding on Instagram. Not no more of, oh, today okay, I'm not gonna go there. Let me not shake any tables today.
Exactly. I love that. Treat it as such. You know, your brand, your business, you're not just playing around. The mere fact that you created a brand, it says to the world that you're taking your business, your belief, you're taking yourself to the next level. So that's something.
Wow. Yeah. You're taking yourself to the next level. So while we're still on the feed issue, you don't necessarily have to have a structured grid, but you want a consistent aesthetic around your brand. If you go to John's feed now, you know, you can tell that he's consistent with his branding. It may not it may not be a well curated feed, but there's a consistency, which I'm the consistency queen. There's a consistency. There is a consistency on your feed. So, I've had fun. I know Jan and I can keep on talking about this, but I'm running a 5-day Build Your Brand Challenge. I'm really excited about it. I'm super excited. Originally, the challenge is a 14 days challenge, but I've just, cut it to 5 days because I'm going to be challenging you. And then some of the things that Jan and I have talked about, we're going to be tackling them at the challenge. So if you want to join me, I would love for you to join me. You can hit the link on my bio and register for that challenge. It's going to be in a private Facebook group, and I would love for you to join us. Thank you, Emilia. Emilia says you're the consistency queen. Shake and scatter tables. Hola, I am shaking. Okay. Another thing I want us to talk about is, which is something I put on my feed today. Do you have to be everywhere? Do you have to be on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest? What's the other one? TikTok, Snapchat? Ooh.
There's a lot.
Woo.
There's a lot. Well, first is, again, know where your target market is. Where are your people? right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because like what Eloho said, it's a business, right?
Yeah.
So you need to know where your market is. If
Mm.
there, for example, if your market is in Instagram, then why would you spend your time using TikTok if they're not there, right? Time is
Mm.
very valuable, and
Mm.
that's very essential in business. And your brand is in the position to determine where you are going to spend all those important value content with values. Okay,
Yeah.
so understand where your market is. Now, second is, there you go. Love that. First is understand where your market is. Second is also check yourself if you're comfortable with that social media platform.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
example, you want to utilize Instagram, but Instagram, the power of Instagram is visuals.
Mm.
It's really a visual platform. And
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you're not comfortable in creating those powerful content that will maximize the features of this platform, I suggest you choose elsewhere. Or if you're good in videos, short videos, you don't like long form, then TikTok is the best option for you.
Yep. Yep.
On the
Yep.
other
Yep.
hand, if you want long form videos, then YouTube is the best option for you. All right?
Mm.
Let's
Mm.
not complicate things. That's I
Mm.
always say this in my fellow branding coach colleagues in the same expertise. Let's not overcomplicate things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes the reason why we're expert, the reason why people are blessed with experts like Iloho and other people, is that complex ideas are and should be made simple. And this is
Very,
one of
very
those.
simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this is
Very
one of
simple.
those. Do I
Mm-hmm.
need to use all social media platform? No.
Yeah.
First,
Yeah.
understand where your market is. Second,
Mm-hmm.
gauge yourself if you're comfortable in which platform you will be utilizing. All
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I will step forward a bit if in case you figure that out. Okay, my market is in Instagram and I'm an Instagram person, or my company is perfect for Instagram, and you did that and you're blossoming and you have the time now
Yes.
to expand. By all means, you can expand step by step.
Mm.
Choose the second important platform for
Whoa.
you.
That is
Okay?
so good, John. That is such a
Yeah.
good tip. Such a
You
good
know
tip.
what,
Yeah.
Eloho? You know what,
Mm-hmm.
Eloho? This is a sad story. One of my earliest, when I was in my early stage in the business, one of my early partners, um, he ventured towards investing in throwing all the content and utilizing all the social media platforms at the same time. We
Mm.
call this back then the shotgun effect. Let's
Yeah.
shoot and hit everything,
Yeah. Just
and
hit it.
then let's make an assessment which one works, and then we step back and focus on which one is working. That
Mm-hmm.
is good, but
But
in his case, he invested time, which for me is very important, and money. It's a risk.
mm,
It's a risk. So
mm, mm.
I rather, I failed two companies, two businesses. This is my third, and God's blessing, it blossomed. It taught me how to assess risk. I am a
Mm.
risk taker, but I will make an assessment. I would think 3 to 5 steps ahead.
Yeah.
How are we going to play this game? And
Mm.
you should manage your brand well. You're dealing with
Mm-hmm.
money, you're dealing
Yeah.
with time, you're dealing with
Yeah.
people. I have people in my company. I love them, my team. So if I made the wrong turn, that would not only affect me, but affect
It will
my
affect
people
everyone.
as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I rather focus on one platform, which where my market is, which I am comfortable using, and then solidify it, make it solid, make it powerful, make it strong. Once you're done with that, you have your milestone, you have your metrics, then
Mm.
figure out what is the next important, valuable
Value
platform that you
platform.
can utilize. Then from there, repeat the process as you go and go wider.
Wow. That is, oh my God. That was just such a powerful, powerful tip. Thank you so much, Jan, for coming and doing this live with me. I'm going to have to get you on my radio show as well so that we can
Please.
talk about,
Please.
we'll fix that, we'll arrange that. But just before we finish up on that subject, don't be pressured into, because sometimes it is pressure. You see your mates, your colleagues, everyone else is doing it, but don't be pressured into doing it. If like Jan talked about, go where your audience is, where are they, or use the next best platform. No, but don't be pressured, just focus on it. And if you feel that you're not even comfortable with the platform and your audience is there, like TikTok for instance, I don't think I have the app on my phone, but I have not even, my kids have even told me not to even try and be on TikTok. I'm like, why, guys? So don't.
Hey, I have TikTok myself. We're almost 10,000. We're almost 10,000.
Are you? Wow.
Yeah. But I'm not dancing. Hello, you will not see me dancing.
Thanks, John. Thanks for the invite. Ola, I am pressuring you. Ola. I will put that my sister. I have to pressure her. I have to pressure her. But really, really, it is important that you know where your audience is, where your market is. It's not, Instagram is the next big thing. I know Instagram is one of the biggest platforms now, but if your audience are not there, you will just be wasting your time, your efforts, your resources. Right. So think, there's LinkedIn. I mean, if you are a professional, I'm not saying you don't have an Instagram account, but focus on the LinkedIn, build connections on there. Facebook, Twitter, there are other platforms. So join my challenge. If after my challenge you find out that that you are not on that your audience is not on Instagram, I will hold you back. I will hold you back because Instagram is my business. Just kidding.
Right. I love that.
Oh my goodness, I've had fun. Thank you, Jan, for doing this with me. Guys, please sign up to my Build Your Brand Challenge. If you feel that that's not for you, from what we've talked about today, you now know that it's not just about colors. It's not about colors at all. It's not about your logo or your website. It is much more than that. It is deeper than that. So if you want to build your brand, join us from Monday, the 21st. But you've got to register. So click on my bio, click the link and register and join us. But thank you guys so much for being here, and do follow Jan. He's an amazing podcaster. I've been on his podcast and I really enjoyed his podcast. We had fun that day, and I even learned some tricks from him that I now use on my radio show as well.
I'm gonna send you a paycheck because you're using my style. Okay?
Am I?
No, I just want to say thank you. It is such an amazing experience to be here with you, sharing the stage with you. It's a blessing. God is clearly moving in your life, and He's using you to touch people's lives, make them, transform them, in your gift, in branding, social media, and broadcasting. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to share values, good laugh, a great conversation with you. Thank you. God bless you. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. God bless you. And for everyone who's joined us this 1 hour, thank you so much. Have a good afternoon. We're going to be bringing more people during lunchtime. I know it's not lunchtime for you. It's like
dinner time.
It's dinner time for you. So what are you having for dinner?
Oatmeal, mango, banana, and oatmeal.
Oh wow, that's yum. I actually had mango and banana smoothie this morning.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yummy. Hello, let's have a screenshot.
All
right, on 3. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Follow Eloho, connect with Eloho. I'm sure she would bring you, everyone, to in your journey towards success. So
All right.
this is a weird feeling. I feel that I'm in my podcast. So
Yeah, yeah, go
thank
on,
you, thank
coach,
you.
because I remember you gave me a word at your podcast as well.
Yes, just continue to be the platform of life and authority, helping people. Remember, intent comes before content. So
Mhm.
help out, bring the light to the people, and
Yeah,
transform them
yeah,
more than this business. Change their
yeah.
lives. Thank you, Eloho.
Change,
God bless you
change
so
their
much.
lives. God bless you too, bro. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for being with us here on the Creative Talk Podcast. I'm your host, John Santos. Don't forget to listen and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. See you again, always.